It's April and I've got all standing cardio abs for us today. No equipment needed, so let's go. All right, killer bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving, and that means that we're getting started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, welcome to the workout. I'm already singing. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend, and around here we are all about making peace with your menopausal body by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And you guys, I don't know if standing abs feels like self-love to you, but I want you to know that it is. Today is day 6 of our 7-day series, which means that this is very repeatable for the entire month of April. And I don't know if you've noticed it so far. If you're new around here, this will be the first time that you've heard of it, so you wouldn't have noticed it. But if you've been doing the 7-day series or the month-long series, you've also noticed that I do a lot of standing abs. This is such foundational work for our fitness. It is so important to me that you have a strong core, that you find your abs, find your core, and know how to stand up straight and tall, because it really is truly the core of your fitness. And of course today I've added some cardio because I love cardio. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. Because when in doubt, my friends, you know we're gonna do something fun. And to me, cardio is lots of fun. But I will tell you, well, okay, here's what I'm gonna tell you. It's gonna be fun no matter what. No matter what kind of a pace we take this at, you are actually really welcome to take the entire thing at a very, I'm gonna call it like a recovery or active rest pace. Because here's the dealio. I've got my handy dandy gym boss set for intervals of 40 seconds of cardio and 20 seconds of standing abs. The 40 seconds of cardio is liable to be pretty challenging unless we really think about our pace, unless we're really thinking about pulling in our core, thinking about using our abs throughout the workout, not just on the part that I have labeled really specifically abs. Because my friends, here's a little secret. If you're doing it right, everything is abs. Pull in your core right now. You feel it? Oh yeah, even arm crosses with booty kickers is abs. And especially, let's do some welcome to my homes. Yes, definitely abs on this one, standing up straight and tall. You can feel yourself pulling in your core, pulling your belly button towards your spine, zipping your body up. And stretching and bringing your heart rate up a little bit. It's all related. You know, your beautiful, miraculous body, it doesn't do anything in a vacuum. It doesn't do anything with one muscle. There's always, always, always a lot going on. And now we're really gonna feel it. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first exercise here is reach across with a crunch. And yes, that is gonna feel like some ab work no matter what pace we take it, but I'm gonna warn you again, 40 seconds, honestly, 40 seconds could get out of moderate range pretty easily unless you're really thinking about it. So let's go ahead and think about it. Here we go. So reach across and crunch, and reach across and crunch. Now this is technically the cardio, like I was saying, but I honestly am taking today at a pace that is intended to be moderate the entire day. Your heart rate's gonna come up, it always does. When it beeps, by the way, there's no rest. I don't know if I mentioned that part of it. Today is basically a Metcon. We're going back and forth between cardio and standing abs, which is body weight strength. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do oblique crunches on one side only. For me, I'm gonna start with my left side, which actually means that I'm gonna be standing on my right foot, bringing my left elbow towards my left knee. So hands on your shoulders, just on the left side. This is meant to be, oh my gosh, standing abs / strength work. Really thinking about standing up straight and tall, pulling in your core. My balance is not fantastic today, which is why I'm moving a little bit too fast for this. And when it beeps again, we're going right back into that reach across and crunch, because I was gonna say almost half of our standing abs today are single-sided, like this first one here. So this is a repeating, no repeat. We're gonna do each pair of exercises 2 times so that we can do everything on both sides, even the ones that we're not doing on one side at a time. So when it beeps again, we're gonna do those oblique crunches on the right side, which means for me that I'm actually standing on my left foot doing the work on the right side of my body. Honestly, it doesn't really matter which order you do these. It really just matters that we get both sides done. But then when we do that, we'll be done. I do love a repeating, no repeat. So hands on your shoulders, and crunch. And I'm going to tell you right now that when it beeps again, because this 20 seconds did go pretty fast. When it beeps again, we're doing windmill tap backs. We're going to have our hands wide and our feet wide. Going to reach your opposite hand down towards, I'm going to say your opposite foot because that's what I always say. That's my cueing. But generally speaking, I do not actually reach my foot. I'm hitting somewhere, a little bit below the knees. It really depends on what kind of a pace works for you. Keeping this workout moderate might mean keeping your hands a little bit lower. It might mean keeping your reach a little bit, what ends up being higher, because you don't want to go all the way down to the ground. If you can reach all the way down to your foot and it still feels nice and moderate, then my friend, you do you. Always, always, always make the workout work for you. When it beeps, we're going to do side bend pulses. Now here's the thing about side bends. Nothing else is involved, even though of course we're using other muscles. So I'm going to go to the left first. We're going to bend and pulse the entire time. Oh my gosh, do you feel your abs and obliques squeezing, squeezing, squeezing and crunching right there in your squeezy parts? Yes. This means that we're holding our hips nice and steady. When it beeps again, we're coming right back to those windmill tap backs. Whoo, doggies. Okay, that was like the tiniest motion ever. And did you totally feel that? This is my favorite thing about standing abs, you guys. My abs are really strong. Like, I've been working my abs for years. Even before I really liked doing strength training, I liked doing ab work. I've always enjoyed that work. And this is still tough for me. When it beeps again, of course, we're gonna do that on the other side. But this is the kind of thing that I enjoy noticing. It's work, but I tend to think of ab work as having a more bang for your buck, because it's not just about vanity. So here we go. Feet are soft, or excuse me, your knees are soft but strong. We're just pulsing, trying to reach, almost your knee. Your hips aren't moving at all. When it beeps again, we're gonna do twisting kicks. So we're kicking forward while our upper body is twisting into that kicking leg. It's cardio move that you can take. Okay, I gotta breathe. That you can take at whatever pace works for you, my friends. When it beeps again. Oh my gosh, we're doing crossbody crunches. And this one I am gonna actually make us do, I'm calling it the hard way, meaning one side at a time. Crossbody crunches means that you're gonna have your hands on your shoulders and you're going to bring your opposite elbow towards your opposite knee. For me, because it's across your body, there is no real side. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna stand on my left leg first. So I'm gonna have my left elbow reaching towards my right knee across my body. We're gonna keep it all on one side. Crunch and release. Okay. Okay, this is starting to feel a little bit easier to do some balance work here. Not great. Sometimes it takes me a while to kind of get my brain in a position where it can actually do balance work. Oh my gosh, and then here we go with twisting kicks again. You'll notice that it's a very similar motion. We're getting some ab work even while we're doing our cardio. I do love singing. I'm not really sure where that's coming from today, other than I do love cardio, so therefore I'm gonna enjoy myself when it beeps again. We're doing that cross body crunch on the other side, which means that I'm gonna stand on my right foot, and really pull in your core, really thinking about excellent form while we are doing all of the exercises. If that means that you need to go a little bit slower than me, please do. I would so much always rather have you do it. Okay, standing on my right foot. Oh my gosh. Okay, when it beeps again, I'm gonna think about that briefly. We're gonna do punch, punch, kick. It's exactly what it sounds like. We're gonna punch, and then we're gonna kick, and then we're gonna come across your body in the other direction. Making sure that you are breathing even while we are crunching. So punch, punch, and kick. Punch, punch, and kick. And yes, I have to say that out loud for at least the first couple of repetitions until I get myself into the groove. Coming up next, we're gonna do 3-point crunches. Once again, hands on your shoulders, bringing both elbows straight into the middle with one knee. I am gonna stand on my left foot first because that tends to be a little bit harder for me to balance on my left side. I say that, but honestly, it's not as much as it used to be. I used to have significantly worse balance on my left leg, and it's gotten almost more even, which is not to say that I don't know what that means. Okay, so both hands on your elbows, pointing and crunching. So the 2 points of your elbows meeting the 1 point of your knee, crunching in the middle. When it beeps again, of course, we're coming back to those punch kicks. I don't know if that means my right leg has gotten worse while my left leg has gotten better, but they seem a lot more even nowadays. Punch and kick. You might as well have a sense of humor about your balance, right? Because mine is not perfect. It is always, always, always balance practice with me. And thank goodness we practice it. This kind of work, this foundational work that we're doing for your heart and lungs, as well as your abs, your obliques, your core muscles. This is the kind of thing that's going to keep us on our feet and independent for years to come, my friends. When it beeps again, doing those 3-point crunches. Whew, doggies, I'm noticing this 40 seconds, I tell you what, how about you? Doing those 3-point crunches on the other side when it beeps again. Whew, we're gonna get nice and big. We're gonna make the letter X with our body. We're gonna crunch right through the middle, your opposite elbow, reaching your opposite knee, having both hands up the entire time. Okay, not really the entire time, because you're, of course, bringing one elbow in, but having at least one hand up the entire time means that I'm gonna think about my pace, okay? Okay, let's go ahead and keep this moderate here, my friends. Moderation is the name of the game also for keeping us independent for a long time. You could absolutely burn yourself out. You could go hard. You could make this a super duper sweaty workout. You could do it twice in a row, 3 times in a row. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing standing crunch pulses, hands on your shoulders. Once again, both elbows pointed forward, and we're going to crunch forward, bringing your elbows down to your knees. Going to keep your feet on the ground. So we're just crunching down and pulsing with that crunch the entire time. Oh my goodness. This looks like nothing on camera. If you're previewing this, you're like, what's she doing? She's just bending over. This is nothing. Okay, come do it. Come do it, see how it feels. Squeeze, 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 squeeze those abs when it beeps again. Dancing exes, and thank goodness for it, right? Whew, doggies. I know. This is the thing. Moderation, my friends, means that we could do something like this every single day. Do you ever wonder why I tell you to do something every single day? You probably have. Some of you have even asked me, but here's why. You are training yourself to be able to do something every single day. This is the difference, as they often say, between a sprint and a marathon. You could go super hard. You could make this workout a million times harder than it is. You could add weights. You could go twice as long. You could go twice as fast. You could totally burn yourself out, but that's the problem right there. Here we go with those standing crunch pulses, is that you would burn yourself out when it beeps again. We're doing shooting stars. So we're reaching out to one side. Ooh, kind of like disco dancers, if you've ever done disco dancers with me. But rather than tapping your opposite foot out to the side, oh gosh, I'm sorry for the grunting, you're gonna let that leg fly. So we are shooting like a star from one side to the next. Now this is cardio. Take it at a pace though, that for me means that you could sustain it for the rest of your life. My friends, when we work on endurance, the marathon rather than the sprint, it gives us endurance. I mean, there's no other way to say that. When it beeps, of course, we're doing star balance. You knew that I was going to pair shooting stars with star balance. We're going to have both hands up overhead. We're going to tip to one side. We do get to alternate. We're not going to just stay on one side. We're going to go back and forth between balancing on one side and balancing on the other. It is essentially this, but significantly slower. So both hands up. We're going to tip to one side wherever you can recover from and come back to center, and then tip to the other side and back to center. Now, for some of you, you know that I am an endurance girl. That's why I love cardio just in general. I'm not a sprinter. I'm the kind of girl, here we go with shooting stars again. I'm the kind of girl who has done some very long distance running. I love to run. I love to run endurance races. And I will tell you that endurance in and of itself, like no matter how you endure things, it's a life skill. It is a foundational life skill. When it beeps again, of course, we're going to do that star balance for the second and final time. When you learn how to endure, it teaches you how to endure. And I mean that mentally and physically. Coming back and doing something every single day. Do you know how hard that would be if you were working harder? it would be almost impossible. When it beeps again, I'm gonna tell you right now, we're doing push, push, crunch, which is exactly what it sounds like. We're gonna push to the side, and then we're gonna have our hands flying overhead, and we're gonna bring it up into an oblique crunch. It's a little bit like a hula dancing move, I think. You can make it work for you however you want. I know it's kind of awkward. It doesn't have the same rhythm. So here we go, push, push, and crunch. It doesn't have the same rhythm as some of my other exercises. Don't let that throw you off. This is part of endurance, is enduring exercises that you don't love, that don't make sense to you, that feel awkward. My friends, there are going to be so many things that we have to endure in our lives that are so much harder than any exercise I could ever dream up. When it beeps again, we're gonna do swinging knees to elbows. So we're gonna have our hands on our shoulders, elbows pointed forward. Gonna bring up one knee towards your opposite elbow, then towards the same elbow, before we put that foot back down on the ground. So elbows forward, swing here, swing there, and then foot comes back down. I'm going way too fast. Breathe. Oh my gosh, breathe. And you notice how much I'm wobbling when I'm going slower. That's how this works. We're keeping our head up, our chest out. You're bringing that knee to your elbows. Oh my gosh. And then here we go with the push and crunch. Push, push, and crunch. The point on that one is to try and bring your knee as high as possible without having your elbows come down and meet it. That's pretty tough. Don't worry if it doesn't actually touch. It's never, ever about that. It is always, always about doing your best. That is an endurance skill too. Coming back day after day, working out with somebody who's maybe doing the exercises differently than you, maybe is a little bit further along on their workout journey than you are, that's mental toughness. That is endurance. In a way, here we go, swinging knees to elbows. In a way, oh my gosh, that you can only practice by doing something just like this. When it beeps again, doing something super simple, and I love this because it's almost our last thing. Overhead to high knees, which is just what it sounds like. We're gonna have our hands up overhead. When they come down, we're gonna be bringing up one high knee at a time. Boom, this is actually, well, here's the trick on this, the reason I have this last. Well, okay, technically almost last. We've got one more pair, it's our built-in finisher. Because this is so easy, you can go so fast on it, and yet here at this point, heart rates come up. It's been a little bit of work. It's a little bit harder to control your motion. It's a little bit harder to pull in your core. Pull in your core. Think about your form, my friends. When it beeps again, we're doing twisting Ys. Feet are actually gonna be close together, which is the hard thing for that exercise for me because we rarely have our feet close together. Hands are gonna be forming the letter Y, up over your head and out to the side a little bit. You're gonna reach your opposite hand down towards your opposite, whatever you can reach, your hip, your thigh. If you are super duper flexible, maybe you could even grab your booty or come down a little bit lower. I will tell you, don't bend over super duper far. It's not flexibility like trying to bend forward. When it beeps again, doing those overhead to high knees for the second and final time. My friends, you are doing such a great job. Here at near the end of our workout, this is when we really start to notice endurance. You notice that it's harder to pull in your core. You notice that it's harder to get your hands up overhead. You notice that no matter how fast or how slow you've been going, your heart rate is up. That's what your body does. That is what the skill that we are working on. Being able to do this day after day after day after day after day means that we have to find a pace that we could sustain for the rest of our lives. That will sustain you. Here we go with twisting Ys for the rest of your life. When it beeps again, doing rainbow kicks. Hands swooshing from side to side like a rainbow over your head while we kick out to one side and then the other. It's gonna take a little bit of heart rate and a little bit of balance. And you've got your hands up the whole time. Means your heart rate comes up the whole time. Find a pace that you could do for the rest of your life. Such a good job. When it beeps again, we're doing semi-squatted crossbody crunches. It's so funny to me every time we do this. So interesting to me how much harder it is to meet your knee and your elbow in the middle from a semi-squatted position, because we're used to standing on one leg, not really squatting on one leg. Now don't get me wrong, you don't have to be in a full squat. We're certainly not trying to do like a full single leg squat. We're just coming down in a semi-squatted position, knee to elbow, elbow to knee at the same time. Cross your body the other way. Don't mind me and the grunting. Whew, this is how we get power out of our abs. And it's just something I do. Windmill again, doing those rainbow kicks for the second and final time. Here we are. This is our very last cardio. As I mentioned, this is our built-in finisher. I have no surprises for you at the end of this. The next time we do the semi-squatted cross-body crunches, that'll be the finisher of our finisher. There's nothing else. So, thank goodness for that, right? Because you notice that this kind of endurance work takes just the right amount of effort, just the right amount of concentrating on keeping your core pulled in, keeping your form good, keeping your body moving the way you want it to move, thinking about your full range of motion in your arms, your legs, your hips, your knees, your ankles, all of the parts of your body that all come together. Here we go with semi-squatted cross-body crunches. All of the parts of your body that benefit from this foundational work. My friends, when it beeps again, it's the last time it's gonna beep today. We're gonna do a little bit of a cool down. We're gonna breathe a little bit more after a little bit of crunching today. Okay, I know I told you no crunches. I just meant no crunches on the ground. There was plenty of crunching to be had, so here, take a quick moment. Stand up nice and straight and tall. I know that means you're pulling in your core again, but stand up nice and straight and tall while we do some arm circles and really let yourself breathe. We're really thinking right now, because this was a very ab-focused day, really thinking about cooling down your abs, like stretching out your abs and letting everything come back to its normal length. This is really the magic of the cool down, actually, is we're letting all of our muscles know, after they've been squeezing for most of the workout, that they can lengthen back out to their normal size and feel really, really good and be nice and flexible and usable the next time we need them. Let's go ahead and do some arm openers. And I know I just said no more squeezing, but squeeze it up anyways. Give yourself a hug and a pat on your back, my friends. What a good job you did today. Now here on screen, I will have a longer cool down. Again, I really want you to make sure that you're cooling down your muscles and feeling really good about your day. And on the other side of the screen has nothing to do with endurance, but honestly it does, because this kind of endurance and mental toughness, strength is going to so serve you on your weight loss journey. On the other side of the screen, I've got everything you need to know about losing weight at 50 and beyond. Thank you so much for working out with me today. Make sure you subscribe before you go, and I'll see you tomorrow.